and I've casted NoHope Sapphire myself on my own channel, so I think I've got a decent idea of how both these teams play. And yeah, Sabi, it's pretty interesting, this matchup, because not only is it a derby between the NoHope sides, but of course the results that these teams have had coming into today's matchup, it's pretty strange, and that makes it really difficult to, call who could potentially win this match, because I think it could go either way, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, looking at specifics, we've seen eSports, well, NoHope eSports, the main roster of the organization, lost to Irrelevance Black 3-0, whereas Sapphire lost to that same roster 3-2, so that would suggest that Sapphire are potentially a stronger team. Although, at the same time, the main roster did sweep DSEA Red, and Sapphire actually lost their series against that team in Game 5. So again, I mean, really, I feel like it's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors scenario, because in this division where everything's as close as it is, any team can beat any team realistically. So on paper, I mean, this is such a close matchup, it's too tight to call at this point.
Yeah, I would agree fully with you. It's so hard to call who's going to win this match in particular, and really at this point it's difficult to figure out who you would win most matches on paper in Division 2, because a lot of the teams are so closely matched in this division. I think there's only like one, maybe two teams that are clearly the best in this division, but anyone could beat anyone on a given day. It is true in pretty much any level of competitive Rocket League, more so at the highest levels, where the smallest things can make the difference in a match. But speaking of calling who has to win the match, I think, Savvy, will have to head into the predictions. So let's hand it to you first. Who have you got to win this game?
Well, like I said, I really think this is going to be a really close series, because at the end of the day, these teams have had such indistinguishable results realistically, and looking for the future as well, it's looking really tight. But looking at the records, I think there seems to be a bit of a theme for NoHope Sapphire this season. They've lost a couple Game 5s, and my prediction this time is they're actually going to get to Game 5 and actually win it this time. So NoHope Sapphire with a 3-2 win coming out. I believe in them. They can do it.
Yeah, I would actually have to agree with you with this one, Savvy. I think NoHope Sapphire have what it takes to win this series. Because despite coming in with the less favourable records, I feel like they do a lot better against teams that are objectively stronger than them. Because they beat Radiant eSports in Game 1, and they brought it close against ILV as well, who's currently top of the standings, and also DSCA Red, who are about similar with them in the standings. I think they're right above them in 6th actually at the moment. So I think just based on that, I do believe NoHope Sapphire can actually take this, because they look pretty strong against teams that you would think would maybe be able to beat them pretty easily. But actually, NoHope Sapphire, no matter what, they make it a close game. I think scoreline, I will think it will go to Game 5 as well. I think we should just continue the theme for the sake of Sapphire, bringing every series to Game 5. But anyways, I think let's head straight into the game, guys. We'll not keep these teams waiting any longer. Is once again NoHope eSports and Sapphire in Division 2. So let's get right into it. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're into the first game of this series between NoHope eSports and Sapphire, and it looks to be the eSports side, actually the main team, getting a goal right off the kick-off here, Sabe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a questionable one coming up from the defense. I think a little bit of a miscommunication there. Aztax backs off the cheat, and a bit of a punish out from Ronseal. We're seeing a little bit of awkwardness already from the Sapphire side. Hopefully they can remedy that, but already they're finding themselves one goal down after 5 seconds.
Yeah, one goal down after 5 seconds. Not what you want here, but Surely the Sapphire side could come back from that. It's a really early goal and they got plenty of time to work with. They proved they can, you know, really face off with the best in their division. As now Ron takes this one back down the field as into the box. Aztacs will force that one to go over his own net. And Stingray actually misses that. It is into the box again. Kiro with an interesting touch out. And Subway actually misses that one. And now Stingray getting another clearance. Kiro taking his time here, but maybe a bit too much as it allows Tails to close the gap. And a demo as well on Kiro. This could be dangerous. Attack coming out here from NoHope eSports, but that's dealt well by Aztacs, but still eSports keep the pressure on. Kiro tried to creep up into that one. Stingray will take control of it. Is tackled again by Ron, and it's a double command inside of eSports. It's an open net for Subway. He will surely take it, but Aztacs diving down from the heavens to save that one. And they'll still keep the scoreline at 1. So Stingray with no boost, trying to get a flick there. Aztacs now going to take this one to the skies. What can he do with it? I think he's trying to bait in an opposing player. He does that really well, and now Tails out to the sides. And we'll take it out. Aztacs swinging over to the opposite side of the field. Subway blocks in and Ron take control of it. Kiro will stick out the game. There's Stingray's trying to move this one off the field. Another touch. Kiro shot on net. Actually dunks him, and now Aztacs and Stingray both up forward as the shot's on net, but it's off the crossbar. And Kiro, his attempt of continuing that attack is futile as now Savvy, the eSports side, move back down the field. So far, 2 minutes gone. It's looking pretty neck and neck so far. Some pretty close chances for both teams, but still the eSports side, they hold the lead.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're seeing a lot of really close shots. We had a little bit of a crossbar hit from Stingray earlier, and we've seen a couple smacks of the post from this eSports roster of NoHope. And again, this has been really neck and neck stuff. Aztacs finding a shot there, beaten away by Ron Seal. And it's just shot after shot at the moment. We've already seen 7 come in across both teams, and the amount of pressure coming out, neither of these teams seem afraid to push forwards, and that's something that we really love to see here. Yeah,
we do like to see both teams playing really aggressive, getting in each other's faces and just finding so many scoring chances. Another one comes out, Stingray off the backboard. Oh, can you find a second touch? Unfortunately not. So Kiro tries to find more here, but now Aztacs waiting very patiently. Will maybe cost him, but it's crossbar and out. The Subway tries to get a contact with the ball here, and now Aztacs is up for it again. Tails will have a piece of this one, puts it into the centre for himself actually. Now Subway trying to take it himself. Aztacs blocks that one, but now the bomb coming from the Subway is a free shot for Ron Seal, but it's onto the post again. Now Kiro trying to play it out. Tails intercepts that. Aztacs playing this one out again. So Stingray, a little bit awkward for him. Puts it high for Aztacs. Ron gets that one, and now here comes Tails. Out to the side, Kiro trying to bait in a defender, but Subway puts on the back, but Aztacs and Stingray both up, and neither of them end up committing to it, and Ron Seal with his second goal of this game.
Yeah, again, we're seeing a lot of awkwardness coming out of the Sapphire side. Kiro with a pretty poor 50-50, and I think for the first part of the match, we saw a lot of the Sapphire players double committing because they didn't quite trust their teammates, and I think they've seemed to be hesitating on that particular occasion because maybe they're scared of the double commit on that occasion, but neither of them end up getting to the ball, and it's a free shot on the end, and doubling NoHope eSports lead is going to be a really strong start here in game 1 for NoHope eSports.
Yeah, very strong indeed, and you take those chances any day of the week really, and hesitation again costing Sapphire. I've actually seen that in their previous series with DSA Red, as a matter of fact. I saw in the first couple games of that series they were hesitating so much, and now Tails will be extending the lead for his team as, yeah, an absolute banger, 3-0 now.
Yeah, it's a great little infield pass from Von Seal. He sees that there's actually no one ready to cover that pass, and he just hits it really high. Tails with the free shot, and he's going to make the lead up to 3 goals now, really asserting dominance here in game 1, and hoping to continue this consistency which they seem to have and push forwards for the series win.
Yes, Stingray tried for another chance there, but still NoHope Sapphire coming out with nothing in this game thus far. Now finally, this could be a chance here. Aztacs is a good passing chance, but he actually goes for the shot instead. It nearly goes in, it's off the post, and Kiro will manage to secure it. And finally, Sapphire get themselves on the boards here.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird shot there from Aztacs. Tails gets the save, but he pinches it across. That's really unfortunate, and the thing Russell was expecting that one. Kiro with a really good read though, and they're looking to make this comeback here. There's still a minute left. Very feasible comeback coming in. Lots of pressure in that since that last goal at least for Sapphire, and they're looking to make it happen. So it looks like it's going to start again. Aztacs with a quick-fire double, shortening the lead there down to 1 goal. Ron Seal, unfortunately, with a bad touch there, and can't quite follow that. Aztec's banger into the top shelf. That's really unfortunate for the esports side, but Sapphire are going to take this and try and push on for that equaliser.
Yeah, they can make the comeback. 56 seconds, all the time they can need, in my eyes. And you know, 2 quick goals here, thanks to Aztecs getting involved with both of them. So we'll see if they can make this happen. Stingray, there's another shot on net. Ronsteel misses there. It's a good chance for Aztecs, but I don't think he read the whiff there. There's Stingray, another shot, double commit on the esports side. This pressure is really building for Sapphire. Just a matter of time before they convert as Kiro puts that across the arc of the arena there, as now Aztecs up for it, blocks the clear from Tails. Stingray misses the ball actually, and Kiro pushing a bit too far, tries to control the ball. 20 seconds, could Sapphire do it? 2 players out of the game, but that's a great challenge there for the last man of the esports side. It's now a bit of hesitation again from Sapphire coming out. They really need to push now if they want to get back into this. Kiro could be the man to do it. I think he's going to go for a solo play, tries to preflip into it, but didn't manage to get a touch on it, and Tails will look to shut this game down. Another one. Position coming out here. Subway puts it in, the nail in the coffin for game 1. The comeback is futile for Sapphire. Esports take game 1.
Yeah, it's really just going to finish off what was, for the most part, a really solid game here, except for a couple little hiccups we saw on the defensive side of things. But no, esports was really quite dominant for most of the game, and Subway there finishing off what really characterized the game. I feel like the save coming out, but unfortunately there was no second defender there, because it seems like oftentimes they overcommit a little bit or they double commit at times, and so there's no one to really like follow that up, and I think that's been troubling Sapphire for the whole of game 1. And Subway with a really good punish there, read it really well, and secured the game, as you said.
Yeah, so I feel like next game, the Sapphire side, they had a lot of hesitation in that game, I noticed, and I've seen that before in their previous series against DSA that I mentioned earlier, and I feel like if they want to stand a better chance against esports, they just gotta be more confident in themselves, just, you know, go for the ball, you know, get the comms going, get the rotations in check, and they'll stand a much better chance because they have the individual skill to make it happen. You know, they just got to be a bit more confident in themselves and put the pressure on. But let's see how they do it going into game 2. Alright, going into game 2 now. NoHope eSports lead by 1 after getting a pretty convincing victory in the first game, but it was a bit of a scare for them as Sapphire attempted a late comeback, but they held it off very well as their Stingray. Oh, this is a banger down the field. Ronsteel actually can't get to it. Unfortunate touch for him, and Stingray this time will open up the scoring here for Sapphire.
Yeah, we saw last time Sapphire conceded the early goal off the kickoff, but it looks like the main team for NoHope eSports here have really just gotten a bit overconfident and overcommitted just that little bit. Really great shot there from Stingray to notice that he had that opportunity, and I think Ronsteel unfortunately couldn't quite get behind the ball and ended up putting it in his own net, but it was on target regardless, so we won't be too critical of that one, I don't think. But yeah, really good start for Sapphire here, looking to kind of pull the opposite of what they did last game.
Yeah, they look to be doing that. It's a good start for them. Of course, they were the ones to concede first last game, but now this time they'll be the first to score. So let's see if they can hold on to this lead. As Kiro did have a nice shooting opportunity, but I think he read the play as well there. As now Aztecs up for it. It's into the box. Ronsteel will get this one away. Kiro now turning on this. Does get beat out by Subway, but Stingray ready and waiting for that one. So Ronsteel puts it past Aztecs, who's dived in as a third man. As now Stingray misses contact the ball. Kiro will have to force a block here. So Ronsteel onto the backboard. Oh, his tail's going to go for the shot here. He actually just puts it back down. And now that will give possession away to the Sapphire team. As Stingray gets it over one. Kiro with a nice touch, but Tails will have this one. And now Aztecs getting onto that. Ronsteel trying to get this one out again. Gets it past Stingray. Kiro is there though to block the counter-attack opportunity. Now Tails baits out one. Looking to get the flip reset actually. I don't think he got it though. Sadly for him. And Ronsteel shot on net. Kiro puts it into his own corner. The demo coming up from Subway, but the counter demo coming up from Stingray. Temporarily 2 versus 2 as Aztecs will secure a clear. Subway trying to get this one out, going for the dribble. Stingray does challenge him, now looking for another opportunity here, but it's back down the other end. So again, Savvy, it's a bit like the last game here. Of course, the first goal getting scored, and then it's just things have calmed down again, but still I feel like Sapphire currently have a bit more of that pressure, but still not able to convert.
Yeah, I think contrary to last game, actually, what we saw last game was plenty of shots coming out from both sides, and I mean, according to the game, of course, NoHope Sapphire had no shots, although we're going to count Stingray's goal, I believe, as one. NoHope eSports have just had one to their name as well, so it seemed to be both teams have sort of been a little bit maybe rattled by the first game and how intense the pressure was in that. But one player who's not rattled is Ron Seal. That's an absolute slinger of a shot. Tails, fantastic infield pass there. Ron Seal so fast up to the ball, into the crossbar. Stingray can't get there. No one saves those. That's a fantastic shot from Ronson.
Yeah, absolutely quality banger there coming out from Ron Seal, and again a brilliant pass from Tails. We saw NoHope eSports, they had some good infield passes going in the last game as well, so they're keeping that one up for sure, which is good to see, and they'll tie it up with about half the game left to go. It is anyone's game at the moment, I feel like, as Astax is trying for another shot on net. Ron Seal with another great save. Now Kiro dropping it down. Ron Seal again making the clearance. So Stingray has control of the ball, puts it onto the back wall so we can't get up to it, and Kiro will slam that one through, and Sapphire retake the lead now.
Yeah, three shots actually in quick succession there, according to the stats, and Kiro really fast to that read. That's a great read as well off the sidewall. Looks like they've all really woken up, actually, the Sapphire side. After conceding that goal, they've really realised we got to play here. That's a great little play there, off the backboard, into the back of the net. Aztec's looking a bit questionable taking it across here, but Sapphire looking a lot more fast to the ball, a lot more solid after that first little goal from the main roster.
Yeah, I was saying this, they need to get a bit more confidence in themselves, Sapphire, and they can really shine here, and so far they've been looking really solid. So let's see if they'll keep that up. It looks to be Ashtax with another shot, and then no one in the defense of the eSports team, and it's now 3-1 here, Savvy.
Yeah, consolidating that lead. Ashtax actually really great turn, and he's really fast to the ball. I think Silway a little bit overextended there. I'm not quite sure who was supposed to be third there, but either way, NoHope seem like they're pushing really hard here to try and get that goal, but they've really been punished for that actually, and they really need to be careful if they don't want to start conceding more goals like that, because we see a lot of those in these lower divisions, and you know, when those teams are pushing a little bit too aggressively in order to get goals back, they really need to strike a balance here, and at the moment it looks like they're yet to find it.
Yeah, so we've got a minute and 20 seconds left. Can the eSports Boston make a comeback of their own? That Sapphire themselves attempted last game. They could be starting it now. A Ron Seal shot, Kiro will block it. Now Astax actually appears to be AFK at the moment. This could be quite problematic. He did mention to me he had to go get food at some point. It is 8:15, which is the time he said, so maybe that's what he's doing right now. Putting a lot of trust in his
PM.
Could be actually, but he's putting a lot of trust in his teammates, like, but they're handling it pretty well. This Stingray, oh, here we go, he's going for the freestyle play here off the ceiling, but he can't land the shot. Now 50 seconds left, Subway getting a shot there, Kiro blocking it. Everyone's still trying to get across, Tails trying to get the shot, great block by Stingray, it was wide either way, but now the 2v3, they're still holding on strong, Sapphire actually, not doing too bad for themselves. So another shot on net, it should be an easy save for Stingray, he'll just put it into his own corner. Half a minute still, 2-goal deficit, Tails trying to get another one, but man, the Sapphire team are holding really well, despite being a man down. There's Stingray, trying to take this one himself, but it's a pass one, Subway with the demo still, it's onto the crossbar. So Ron trying to get it out again, Tails is up for this, trying to get a shot, Ron Seal trying to put that one on net. Subway, it is wide again, and Kiro, really nice touch there. I think that'll be game here, Savvy. NoHope Sapphire will hold on, a 3-1 win, much better compared to their previous game performance, and they'll tie the series up now.
Yeah, really great stuff there. Slightly questionable the AFK in the corner from Aztecs, like you said. I think probably had to go and grab his food, I think, but you know, for the Kira and Stingray there to hold on to that 3-1 lead, and actually their defensive rotation between the two of them was actually really solid, and mechanically they were just so consistent, and they just allowed, despite the AFK player, to really just hold on there, and that's really great stuff, and hopefully they can continue that defensive form going into the next game, hopefully back with Aztecs in their lineup, making this an actual 3v3 game.
Yep, so we'll see how Sapphire fare in the next game. Of course, it's a really important game coming up because whoever wins it will be on to match point. So let's see who comes out on top. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting Game 3 very soon. Astax just needs a short break here. He informed me of this beforehand, so it's not a problem. So we should only be a couple minutes before we dive into the third game of the series. So far, Savvy, it's been a really exciting series, a bit back and forth. The eSports roster taking the first game, fending off that Sapphire comeback. In the second game, Sapphire really woken up here, taking a pretty convincing 3-1 win off of some pretty questionable defensive mistakes from the eSports side. And yeah, going into game 3, who do you think actually could take the series advantage here? Because so far Sapphire looking to have the more advantageous side here of the momentum going into this one.
Yeah, I think at the moment, like we said at the start, it's really close. But what I noticed about Ron Seal especially, but his team as a whole in general, was, I mean, that shot we saw from him was absolutely just world class, really. That absolute banger of a redirect into the crossbar and down. And I feel like they've been a little bit slower, the main roster side, but they've also, their touches have been a little bit more intentional and a little bit more like intelligent. And I feel like if they can sort of, now that they've had that game loss, I feel like they're going to step up their pace a little bit and continue to get these better touches than the Sapphire side, while also trying to match that pace and play in a way which suits their playstyle a little bit better. And I feel like coming into this next game that they're really going to have to step up their speed a little bit, but if they can pull that off, then they're really going to be with the advantage here because of that.
Yes, so yeah, we'll see how both the teams go. Ash just told me they are ready to go. So yeah, I think we'll just allow the teams to get off to the races again. And they've had just a short break. Maybe did a bit of strategizing in that time. So both the teams now joining back up, ready to go. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be now going into the third game of the series. Tied up 1-1, as we did just mention right there. We'll see who can take series advantage. That's our Kiro coming in for this. Ron Seal actually blocked him off. Now Ashtak, the potential shot is well wide. Stingray now coming in, but Tails actually blocks the center there. And we'll be right over to Ron. So Kiro gets a past one, looking to make a solo play here potentially. Blocks Subway's clear, but Subway will still have possession. Tries to put it center. Ashtak's just roll over shot there. It's easy block for Ron Seal. There's Stingray. Goes over to Astax again. This could actually be a nice chance, but couldn't get the angle on the ball there. So Ron holds it down. Tails taking control of this one. Astax sends it into the sidewall. Now Stingray back down the field. Ron Seal, last man back. Astax trying for a shot is well wide again. So Kiro is up for this, looking for a center. Subway will grab this one under control. Subway off the ceiling, dropping it into the opposing box. Astax will send it away. And then Ron trying to bait in an attacking player. Stingray will swipe the ball off of him. Now taking a lot of time here. Puts it infield to Astax, but Astax again, the shot is wide here. Now Kiro with a follow-up. So far, Sabby, in this first minute, Sapphire have been all over the eSports side in the offense, but just seems like the shooting quality isn't quite there at the moment, and you know, it's a bit lackluster compared to the last game.
Yeah, it feels like sort of in a similar sense to sort of game one when we saw a fair bit of pressure at some points coming out from Sapphire, but again, like I mentioned earlier, the quality of their touch is just not quite there. I mean, oftentimes they're just not quite getting the read on where the infield pass is going to go, or they're not quite finding the touch there. And again, Stingray, he had an open net there actually, but he couldn't quite convert, but he does that time on the rebound actually. Despite missing that first one, the main roster couldn't quite get back in time. The rotation wasn't quite fast enough, and I think Super just couldn't quite reach that in time. Stingray's going to punish that for, again, another lead. And the last time they had a lead, they ended up taking the game. So this is looking really promising for Sapphire.
Yeah, very promising indeed. They've had all the pressure so far this game. I think only NoHope have registered one shot. It could be the second here. Tails again going for a flip reset, but I don't think he actually got it again. But this shot going on net, Stingray, oh, that is a disaster for him. Could not reach the ball in time, and that's quite a heartbreaker of a way to concede, isn't it, Save?
Yeah, that's really unfortunate there. I haven't been in that position a few times myself. It's quite unfortunate, again, like I said earlier, that the sort of that it seems like he sort of rushed the save off the wall there when he could have really just stayed on the ground maybe and gone for a little bit more of a reasonable touch. That's really unfortunate. Subway, to be fair, intelligent 50-50 there straight off the kickoff, but Kira there looks like he just freezes up and just panics, not sure what to do, and kind of gets abused. And that's one of the fastest comebacks we've ever seen in turnarounds. Although, yeah, 2-1 to the main roster now. They're looking in control of the game after a quick fire double.
Yeah, and we saw in that kickoff goal there, Subway, that was a brilliant 50-50 there, but Kiro, he did not need to slam on the brakes there, man. Like, you know, if he just drove forward, he would have had a much better 50, and the chance of that going on net would have been, you know, next to nil pretty much. But because of the fact that he slowed down to a near haul, he gave the perfect angle for Subway to get that 50-50, and it was going to go in no matter what. And so this has happened to NoHope Sapphire before. Remember when he played the SCA, they gave up a pretty substantial lead, and then he ended up crumbling. And again, Tails will extend the lead for the eSports roster as we're about halfway through this game. Savvy, what's happened to Sapphire here?
Well, I'm feeling like perhaps it's their mentality that's dropped a little bit. Like they seem to be just sort of a little bit out of it. I mean, that touch from Stingray, I think it was Stingray there, tapping onto the wall and then grabbing the boost, expecting his teammate to be back, but the communication wasn't quite there, and it's looking really just sort of shaky from Sapphire. What they need to do is just get themselves a reset, just start calming everything again. Because, you know, if that's what it takes, call every position. But Aztax is looking like he doesn't need a reset, or maybe he's had one already. Because he gets a really nice catch there, takes his time, Tails completely bamboozled by it, gets the shot over Subway and Ronseal, who both seem to commit at inopportune times. They weren't quite expecting that shot from Aztax, and caught them off guard here, looking to make that another comeback, just like they did in game 1.
Yeah, remember in the first game, Aztax was the one to step up and, you know, really got, you know, kickstarted the comeback for them in that first game, which, you know, didn't come to fruition. But again, he's coming out here, he's going to go back for his team, and they've got 2 minutes to tie it up and potentially take the lead. So you better make use of it well. But Ronseal just absolutely chasing down Aztax. Still, he will get the save. As now Aztax with 0 boost, trying to get this one out. Tails, the potential shot here is onto the backboard. Stingray trying to take his time here, take it to the ground, but Ron will just close down the angle. As our Kiro is up this again. Didn't have a lot of speed in that though. Aztax trying to get it out. Ron forced the 50 there. As our Kiro will get onto this one. Stingray, a very smart demo in the midfield there to deny the shooting chance. So Subway on this one. Kiro trying to get it out, but Ron getting it away again, and now Stingray will have to take it out, looking for an infield pass, but Tails just tackling him again. And now Ron with a potential shooting chances over the crossbar. Subway with the follow-up, and Stingray just off the line in the nick of time will send it away. Now Kiro, oh, here he goes with the air dribble. Can he convert this? He has a really good angle on it, but it's off the post. Really good try there from Kiro. As now a minute left, Savvy. Finally Sapphire break out, but really you just got to question what have they got to do to come back into this game, because they've been really struggling so far in the last minute, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they've found a little bit of speed that they really struggled with, and they had a solid minute or two where they just stuck in their own half, and they finally managed to break out of it here, although it's looking a little bit more back and forth now, looking at some midfield play, which I think Aztec's going to beat Subway to the ball, but that's a really smart pinch from Subway. Reading it, and then reading Kiro as well, who's in such an awkward position. And once again, just like he did in game 1, Subway coming up clutch with the 4th goal and just making sure that, Sapphire, if they want to make this comeback, they're going to have to do it fast, and 2 goals in 30 seconds won't be an easy task, although with the amount of pressure they've had, they've looked a little bit more promising. The speed's been there for them in the past couple of minutes. They just need to convert those chances that they've had realistically.
Yeah, I do think so too, but yeah, they've crumbled again here. Subway, the one to put the nail in the coffin, just like he did in the first game. So this one going into the centre, Tails will shut it down though, and it's 15 seconds left. I don't think this comeback's happening anytime soon. Aztecs will try to make something of it though, perhaps get a consolation goal here. Could potentially happen, maybe get a bit of momentum into game 4, which will be really important for them because they'll be forced to take that to force a deciding 5th and final game. Yep, NoHope eSports, they're on match point now, 2-1, and despite struggling a bit in the early stages of this game, they did manage to come back and win this one 4-2, Savvy. So now Sapphire, they're the ones the back foot, and they've really got to step it up now if they want to take this series.
Yeah, one question I have for you, Faded, is if NoHope Sapphire are to make this comeback in this game, question is, do they get promoted to NoHope main team?
Intriguing question, and I think they maybe could actually, if they win this. I would expect maybe a bit of a promotion from them because they would deserve it, but they've got to really prove it here, because so far they've looked alright, but I don't think it's gonna happen if they were playing like they were playing in the last half of that game, but we'll see if they can step it up here. It's gonna take quite a bit of effort, but let's see what they can do. Here we go into game 4 of this series, ladies and gentlemen. It is a really important one because NoHope Sapphire are on the back foot here, so they've got to do quite a bit to come back into this one. Let's say they can do it because they've looked promising the past couple of games, but you just got to be the ones to close it out. Let's hope they can get some confidence back in themselves because it seems like their mentality fell off. So here we go as they are under pressure to begin with. Aztecs with a nice finish though to get it out. Tails onto net, potentially Subway. Oh, that's a brilliant touch into the mid, and Tails will finish one off. A great 1-2, and the eSports side again, they'll be opening it up here.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. I mean, we saw in the chat actually Subway, better known as Sheet for Speed by some, he was saying he wasn't very happy with his own performance in the first, I believe, couple of games. But that is a fantastic setup for Tails there. Really just makes it so easy for him with the pass, gives him the open net, and again, the NoHope main roster showing how their quality touches here are really outplaying Sapphire's speed and inconsistency really at the moment.
Yeah, but it looks to be cured with a really nice bang onto net, but it is saved away by Ron. Aztecs though trying to find some offense again. Having Tails to play it out. Stingray plays it high, and now Ron will be up again, getting a clear down. Kiro tries to get out of his own corner, but Ron getting into the centre. Aztecs a beautiful touch over his own net though. Now a bit of a team bomb down. Oh dear, it's an open net again. That is not what you like to see from the Sapphire team. Both players in the corner, and it's now 2-0 here.
Yeah, I think Stingray was just trying to take his time and maybe grab the boost in Kira. I think also wanted the boost there, gets the team bump, and I think Aztecs wasn't expecting that to be put on target. Really just going 2 goals down so early is going to be quite damaging for them, but I feel like they've got a little, if you're going to go 2 goals down, the best time to go 2 goals down is quite early on. They've got 4 minutes to pull it back here, and with how they've been playing the last few games, they've definitely shown a lot of character and some mental fortitude in terms of getting those comebacks, and they've really just been, kept going until the very end. So we'll have to see if they can do it again today.
Yeah, but it looks to be Ron Sale saying no to that. That is the 3rd goal here, Savvy, and we did mention the best time to go down is early on in the game, but just by the way things have been going so far, the quality touches we've seen this again have been much better for the side of NoHope eSports, and it's paying off. They're 3-0 up in this game with only a minute and a half gone, and they're looking poised to take it in my opinion.
Yeah, well, the best time to go 2 goals down is nice and early, but it still doesn't make it a good time to go 2 goals down, because that is never a thing. So now 3 goals down, they find themselves with a really bit of a mountain to climb, actually. Although, like I said, they've got 3 minutes left, so there's plenty of time. And in this game 4 here, although they're going to have to pull it back if they want to take this to a game 5, because obviously the main roster are on match point.
Yeah, but it's Ashtax. Oh, that was a beautiful touch, actually. But it stays away by Ronsteel. But Ashtax, again, he's been pretty prominent on the offense for Sapphire, the main man coming out here, and he looks to try to do it again, but that touch he probably wasn't expecting. And Ron has so much time to work with it. Ashtax, excellent demo again, as well as from Kiro, but Tails will still get the pressure on, and that buys all the time for his teammates to respawn in the defense. The Stingray, aggressive challenge again. Here comes Ron into the ceiling. Kiro shooting that one down. It is wide. So Stingray tries to get it. Ashtax will have this ball. It's out to the right side. So wait, great read on that one. So Kiro looking for the corner read potentially, but Ron will just shut it down. Stingray now. It's one by Ron again. He did not have to touch it right into him like that. There's Stingray. Again, shot on net is wide. Yes, open net though. All the time he needs. And finally Sapphire get one back. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, they managed to, after a solid minute there, find the comeback team with a really smart turn, and he really baits in the defender, which I really like, in how he sort of waits until the defender's pushing, then makes the turn, gets past him, and then gets a really solid rebound off the post. Nerves, obviously not present for that open net conversion, and no, Sapphire looking to make the comeback once again.
Yeah, 2 minutes. They've got all the time they need, really. A Stingray now trying to put the shot on it. Is wide again. And now Kiro touched it back to his own end, just trying to keep control of the ball here, but that flick isn't what he needs. Tails with a great touch into the top left, but it's blocked by Stingray again. There's Subway against the corner. Stingray bangs it down the field. So now Ron will be the man to get this one. Does so successfully. Kiro touching it high again. Subway will be up for it. Onto the backboard though. This could be a free chance for Ashtax, but a great diving save from the back wall there from Ron. So Stingray touching it down. Kiro pre-jumping him and looking for a shot. He does convert it, and Sapphire making this comeback happen here with a great 1-2 play.
Oh, that's a delightful, I think, pre-jump there from Kiro. Stingray passing it to him already up in the air. Even in the higher level games, no one really reads those. That's a fantastic shot, and to find it on target as well after the pre-jump, it's so hard to get that precision. And once again, quicker than the last time. They're starting to make this comeback here. They only need 1 goal and 1 minute 30 left. There's plenty of time, and it looks like they've got a little bit of momentum now. And a goal like that's definitely going to give them some confidence going into the last minute of this game.
Yeah, that is a tough goal to pull off here. Reading pre-jumps like that, not easy to do. And Kiro did it really well. Just spectacular play coming out from them. And this pass going infield, Stingray touching it to the side here. Now looking to make a similar play again. Touched it into the center. Kiro again pre-jumping and is trying the same play again, but this time it will not work out as well. And Stingray misses that one. Ashtax getting a piece of that one, but Tails will just have a free ball here. 45 seconds. Still possible for NoHope. Sapphire this one into the center. Tails tries to pre-flip it, but couldn't land contact to the ball, and now Stingray trying to get it out. Ron, the dribble, take it to the air. As now Kiro gets a touch on it, looking for a second touch. That's very nice from him, making good work with the ball. The Tails getting it out. The play slowed down a lot here, so Sapphire need to speed it up again if they want to get a goal here. It is on net. Subway got it away. Now Ashtax trying for one more center. Kiro off the ceiling. Oh, nearly had contact with the ball. Stingray puts that wide. And this could be the final attacking chance. Stingray is out into the center. Subway will look to this kill time. No one's there for NoHope. Sapphire. The demo coming out though. This could be a really good chance for Ron is there again. Now Ashtax looking for one last center. Can he do it? Kiro up for the shot. Oh, that was so close. And NoHope eSports, just by a thread, managed to take this series 3-1, and I must say, Savvy, that was a really exciting one to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw at the end there, Sapphire pulled off chance after chance after chance, taking up 11 shots that game, but the conversion, again, plagued them the whole series, and again, in Game 4 here, they couldn't quite convert their chances. NoHope eSports there, obviously, with fewer shots, only 6 to their name, but they made it count more. The 50% conversion rate really strong coming up from them. They've pulled off a really good win here, proving themselves why they're actually the NoHope main roster.
Yeah, they've proven themselves to it, so it looks like NoHope Sapphire is not getting their promotion just yet, but maybe one day it will come. But yeah, NoHope eSports proving themselves here. It was a 3-1 this time, so they've broken their streak of either sweeping or being swept. But and yeah, NoHope Sapphire still, even though it was a 3-1, they did play it pretty close. I could have easily seen that going to a game 5, but I feel like they just really slipped up in that last game there. They went down so early and they just couldn't find the comeback at the time given. But yeah, well played to both the teams here. Very exciting match. And yeah, thanks to the players for putting on a great show here. So yeah, before we end off here, Sabi, any other comments you got to make on that series?
No, I think that was, again, that lived up to what we expected it to be. Often the predictions we couldn't get quite right today. Although I think usually we don't, to be fair. Quite tough to pull off these days with how close these games are. But it was a really exciting match. And yeah, like I said, lived up to exactly what we expected. Really close games. 3-1 scoreline, very respectable considering 3-1. You know, all the games were close, although it was a deserved win for the main roster.
Yeah, it was very deserved. So I think that'll be it for today, guys. Of course, thanks again for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It was great to have you here, and we'll actually see when we're back again for the stream. We might have one tomorrow. I will have a really quick look at our very nice spreadsheet and see if we got any other games upcoming for you guys. I think tomorrow we may have a stream. A Division 3 match between NoHope Crimson and Mystic Gaming. Of course, NoHope Crimson again, and NoHope teams returning for yet another stream, and Mystic Gaming is actually new to the ECC. They're a replacement team, so this is the first time we'll get to see them, so that'll be super exciting to see. So yeah, hopefully that stream will be happening. Of course, be sure to keep posted on the Twitter and that to see if it will happen. But anyway, guys, that's it from us. Thanks once more for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everyone.